Right, this is just a very quick initial review of my new antenna, which is a Grahn Spezialantennen GS5-SE. And if we just zoom out a bit, you can see it's sat next to my FT817, which gives you an idea of the size of it. It is an active magnetic loop antenna, and I've bought it with 3 antenna modules. On the top here you can see the MW23, which covers, it's as you can see, it's a ferrite rod based antenna. It's got a switch on the top to switch between 2 ranges, 300 kilohertz to 1800 kilohertz and 850 to 4500, 4.5 megs. I've also got a long wave antenna, ferrite again, LW3, which covers 75 to 400 kilohertz. Both of those come with a BNC connector on the bottom, which connects to a BNC on the top of the tuning unit. And the third antenna is this one, the ML3, and you can see this one comes with a 50 centimeter aluminium loop and switchable ranges. This one covers 20 kilohertz all the way up to 30 megahertz. Switch on the front of the tuning unit. Handy little tuning guide printed on the front. But for now, just for the ease of demonstrating this, we'll stick with the unit that's on there. On the tuning unit itself, what have we got? Okay, let's switch it on. So, the main tuning unit. Inside it's got a very high quality variable capacitor. Obviously it's got the active antenna circuitry, the broadband amplifier, frequency range switch. You can switch between high and low ranges. It's also got a ground position. The reason I bought this model rather than the slightly cheaper GS5 is this converter. You switch that, it adds 10 megahertz to the frequency that your receiver receives on. So if you're using something like an amateur radio transceiver like this, which is deaf below about 1.8 megahertz, not designed for medium and low frequencies, then you can switch that, and instead of, for example, listening to 100 kilohertz, you're listening to 10.1 megahertz in a range where your transceiver is much more sensitive. Back on here, we've also got an attenuator. There are times when up to 40 dB of attenuation might be handy. Power on, eco mode. This thing runs on 4 AA batteries, and the eco mode just switches off the tuning LEDs, and it's got a battery test. And in this case we can see that the battery is fine. It tells you where to change the battery when it gets to 4.3 volts. We're still up at 5.8. This thing draws so little current that I can't see the batteries wearing out very quickly. Right, so let's turn the volume up on the radio. We are tuned to 3995 kilohertz in the 75 meter band, and at the moment the ferrite loop is pointing, well, the ends are pointing north and south. Let's just turn it. And as if by magic, the station appears. Just turn the volume down so you can hear me. That is HCJB broadcasting from Germany, and that is I don't know how many kilometers away. It's not very distant, but if you consider that it is currently still daylight, it's not yet sunset, it's 8 o'clock in the evening, in the middle of August, and that station has a non-directional antenna, and it's putting out 1.5 kilowatts. So just have another listen. So I'd say that's not too bad. So here we are. This is just an initial view. Turn it around again. With the MW2-3 antenna unit on it. Let's just demonstrate quickly before we finish how the converter works. So this thing, the FT817, is not designed for medium wave, so let's add 10 megahertz to the frequency that it receives on. Right, so where it says 10.970, it's now actually receiving on the medium wave band. Let's just retune.
Keep a very regular rhythm through this. You can't be lifting one leg up higher than the other. That's where that gets the good marks, if they can keep that consistency and power through that. And then they move into the elegance of the extended trot, where they have to really sit on their hind legs so that they can lift their front legs higher and look like they're dancing.
Does it show, Tina, that the mistake that Charlotte made there with Vallejo, even these two, they've been riding together for years. The communication is so absolutely key.
This is Talk Sport.
These two, there was that misunderstanding between them.
It makes it normal to pick anyone that's ridden a horse or been under this sort of
And as I turn the antenna,
those mistakes can happen, even to the very, very best in the world. She's now settled down into the walk, which isn't Vallejo's greatest pace, but actually he's walking across there very well. She just has to lengthen his frame, lengthen his stride. She can soften her hand. She's now collecting her reins back because she will be gathering.
and there you can see that's don't know what's happened to the focus. Yeah, so that's why for the low and medium frequencies it's useful to have a steerable antenna like this, because frequently you'll have more than one station on the same frequency, and turning it is very, very simple. You just reach out and you turn it. So initial view only. Got quite a bit of interference here. I'm sat in the shed to try and reduce the level of interference. It's impossible in the house. But that is the Grahn GS5-SE and MW23 ferrite antenna module. More later.